Hey everyone, welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And we are here to recap Bachelor Pad Season 3, Episode 2. If you're not watching, you can check it out on Bachelor Nation's YouTube channel. It is very funny.
Yeah, they have the full episodes.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I watched a little reality TV when I was younger, as far as like I watched like The Real World. But then after like going on the show and now watching it so much, I forget how wild and the shit that people used to say and get away with is crazy.
Yeah. Like so much of what they say and do, they would never get away with today, and like for a good reason. And
yeah.
But it is just so captivating watching people be so unhinged on reality TV. And it does create for really dynamic television, and it just creates for more multi-dimensional characters. And like, that's not saying some of the stuff they're saying is okay, but like pros and cons, you know, like there are things from these past seasons where I'm like, I can't look away. Like, this is really engaging.
Well, they also stand by what they say.
Oh yeah.
Like there's
they
people,
double down. I've
like,
yet to see one person apologize for anything they've done.
Yeah. They're coming on like, people call me the villain. You're fucking right. I'm the villain.
Yeah,
like,
people accuse me of cheating on her. Not going to correct that rumor.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah. And it's such a different show too. Like Bachelor Pad, there's money involved. So there's the competition element to it.
And it's a good chunk of money to where like it's actively playing a role. Yeah. Like it's not something where people are like it's $250,000 is the prize money.
Yeah.
So it's enough money that people are like, I feel very motivated to do what I have to do to win this.
But like, I'm just so used to watching the Bachelor franchise, and love is
everything.
Is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in this show, it's like not even secondary. It's like
in third place max in terms of
max.
importance.
And even if they're talking about it, they're like what? Like,
I
I'm
feel
here
like for the like if you guys missed our episode 1 recap, you should go listen to it. But there's the contestants that have come back having been on Bachelor or Bachelorette, and that's, you know, majority of them. And then there's like 4 or 5 fans that they brought on the show. And I feel like for the fans, the love component and to be, you know, dating their television crush and like being a part of this franchise is more of a motivator than the money. For the people that have already been on this show, they're like, I'm literally just here to like party with my friends and win, hopefully.
And like, I don't even believe in love, and I don't think it's going to happen on this show.
All of a sudden, everyone's a cynic.
Yeah, the only one that likes anyone is Donna is obsessed with Michael.
Yes, obsessed. Like mega crush. But we are seeing in episode 2 some relationships starting to form. There's like 3 or 4 connections that are organically forming, which is adding a great layer.
Yeah, yes. Let's kick it off.
Okay, so we kick off this episode right after the rose ceremony, which is what ended episode 1. Erica Rose was on the chopping block. She stays. And we've got the twins, Brittany and Erica, who are drunk and fighting once again. They're calling each other sluts, just left, right, and center. And for those of you listening, you might have seen Eric and Brittany on another popular reality show, which was The Jersey Shore. They went to Italy. Eric and Brittany were out there studying abroad, and they were making their way through the cast members on Jersey Shore in Italy. So
wow.
These girls really said, Bachelor Pad is not for me. I'm going to take it to the Jersey Shore and try there, which is maybe a little more aligned with their personalities.
Yeah, they were really a mess this episode. Like,
they're a mess.
Are fighting and then and it's all just amongst each other. It's not even like
it's not like they're fighting with other people. Like they're just fighting internally against one another.
Yeah. And they're like doing it like it seems like they're doing it at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, in front of everyone at max volume. Like no shame around this behavior. Like they are like, we're gonna do this for all to see. And why wouldn't you want to hear me screaming at my sister, calling her a dirty slut at 2 a.m?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Wild. Like 2 of the most unhinged people I've seen on reality TV, for sure. Like, you know, when all of these other cast members who were also cast on reality shows for the fact that they have like wild personalities are all against these 2, you know it's gone too far.
Yeah.
So then we jump into the challenge for the episode, which is the rhythmic gymnastics challenge. What did you think of this?
Yeah, this was definitely more like online with even kind of what we watch on Bachelor now, where you have like group. It's very similar to just like a group date. Like the challenge essentially is like a group date. It's not really. I liked episode 1's challenge more because it was like there's a clear winner and a clear loser, where this was kind of like
a little more subjective.
Yeah.
And I liked the physicality of the first one. I liked that they had to work in partners. I feel like if you're going to make them partner up, it makes sense to do partner challenges. And I think it adds a layer to like the teams.
Well, and now it's a little confusing.
Now we're like girls versus.
Is it girls versus boys, or is it partners versus partners? You know, like almost change. Like I feel like we're a little lost in the structure of how this competition's working.
Yeah. It's like, are we separating the boys and the girls, and like a girl wins and a guy wins and they don't have to be partners? Or are we doing partner challenges? I feel like the benefit of doing it separate, the way we saw in the rhythmic gymnastics challenge, is the dates get a little bit more like you could take your partner or you could take other people too. Like they created these mini group dates, and I thought that element was really fun. But yeah, we're playing around with structure here. It's giving like we're running fast and loose with the structure of the show, and like it's going to change as we feel.
Well, I think also like people are, you know, and I'm assuming that's how it probably morphed into Bachelor in Paradise, is people like, we're really here to
see the relationships.
And the boys win the challenge, and Michael.
No, so they pick a girl to win the challenge and they pick a guy to win the challenge. They said the guys were better overall, for sure.
So the guys won. A girl didn't.
No, it wasn't guys versus girls. They had the girls perform.
Yeah, I know.
And then we had Ashley and JP as honorary judges, and then the ex-Olympian or the ex-gymnast picked a female winner, which was who won? Blakely. And then a male winner.
Oh, you're right.
Which
Yeah,
was
because
Michael.
there was multiple. Yes, there was multiple dates, which I thought the date element. So if you won the challenge, so Michael and Blakely won, so then they get to take not one, not two, but 3 people on a date, which I was like, how did we get here?
Yeah, no, it took me a minute to realize. Like, I didn't realize till the end of the date that I was like, oh, this is supposed to mirror a group date.
Yeah.
Like, Michael's the Bachelor. He picked 3 girls for the group date.
Yeah.
And he's like on a date with all of them.
But it was great.
I thought it was like really weird.
Weird, but entertaining. It got those. That's when it like really picks up, like where I'm like, all right, I want to see what happens.
Yeah. And then Erica, Rose, and Ed were deemed the worst at the challenge, and they now have an automatic point against them.
Yeah.
Which I guess it makes sense why they have this split up structure, because partners don't actually get eliminated together. It's like every man for themselves when it comes to the voting. Like, it's not like if you and I are partners, do we want to vote for Serena and Joe to get out? It could be like we're just voting for Joe, but we're keeping Serena.
Yeah, where I think they should have done that.
Maybe, but I think this encourages more like dating and hooking up.
Definitely.
Okay, so then we see the first little group date, which is Michael. He takes Rachel, Lindsay, and Donna. Donna is one of the fans. She's like super obsessed with Michael. She's actually very sweet. She comes across really cute. She's excited. And they kiss. You don't even really see Lindsay on this date, to be honest.
I don't know where she went.
She's not on it.
She's like literally, I feel like she just like walked off.
I didn't see her at all. And then Rachel is on it as well. They kiss.
They start making out.
Yeah.
Like we're listening to like a punk rock band, I think.
I don't know. The group date activity was a concert.
It was a concert.
He like dances with Donna, and then he dances with Rachel, and then they're making out, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then after that portion, then he goes and makes out with Donna, and he kind of like set it up in a way of like, you know, like it was cute to do that for her because she really like, and you feel like I want him to like her. I actually think they're not bad together.
I know, but he gives Rachel the rose, and this is the first time you're seeing someone be like, oh, I like Rachel. Like, she's looking really pretty. The kiss was great. She's kind of saying it too. So you're starting to see like more genuine connections unfold.
Yeah.
Then we have Blakely's date. Blakely chooses Chris, who is her partner.
Who's unhinged, by the way.
God.
Chris Bukowski is.
I can't believe it.
I never knew this about him.
I mean, we knew it because he's talked about it. And like we've had conversations with him about his time on the show and about Bachelor Pad. But like seeing the way this man is ripping through the house and just straight up manipulating women, lying to their faces. I'm stunned. Like, I'm having big reactions.
Chris is clearly playing the competition aspect of the game. Like, he's really, competing. But it is funny because knowing Chris in person, he's such a like calm, cool-headed.
Well, yeah, and he's just like so polite and charismatic, and like, I guess it's different seeing him in a relationship with Anna, who he's like
he's also like 26.
He's 25 on this. He's young.
25, 26. Like,
it's so funny, but it's like so jarring.
I would have been brutal on this show at like 25, 26.
And like unlimited alcohol. Like, it's hookup culture's running wild at the Bachelor Mansion. Anyway, so Chris is playing between Blakely, who's his partner, who he's definitely intimidated and a little bit scared of, and this girl, Jamie. And he's kind of he's just playing both of them. He's just like, I like Jamie. She's really into me. And Blakely's my partner and I'm scared of her. So I'm just going to go with both.
But he's like, I'm here for the money. Like, I am not here for a relationship.
No, he literally said in one of his interviews, it'd be great to win the money, go to a bar and just be like, hey, bitches.
Yeah.
He's not looking to leave committed to anyone. So anyway, Blakely takes David, Chris, and Ed on the date. Chris and Ed seem to be bros. They don't want Blakely to take David just because they don't like him. Yeah. And they said, we don't want to hang out with him for the day. Yeah. And Blakely says...
He shouldn't be there. The attitude towards the rookies is like, this is our show. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And we're going to get you out of the house.
Definitely. Yeah. They're like, sorry, guys. Like, happy to have you and you're leaving.
Yeah.
So anyway, Blakely's like, screw you guys. It's my rose. You're not going to tell me what to do. She brings David. David actually seems like a really sweet guy. You
feel bad for David because he really is like by himself in this house. And then Blakely like just pulls an awful move where she fake gives him the rose. She acts like she's going to give him the rose and then turns to Chris and gives it to him.
Yeah. She's like, David, you were so sweet today. It's such a great time, like getting to know you.
Chris, will you accept this rose?
What
the fuck?
What do you mean? Why would you do David like that?
That was horrible.
It's like she thought she was like doing something to Chris. Like being like, see, like I teased you, like you didn't think you were going to get it. But like, how mean to do that to poor sweet David.
If like a bachelor or bachelorette did that on a current episode, like an upcoming season, and pulled that move, that would be so massive. It would be all over TikTok. And
so when
Instagram.
I was on Bachelor, they didn't do that, but the lead would on group dates like say something nice about like 3 of the girls and then one of them would get the rose. And I remember eventually being like, enough of these honorable mentions. Like it feels like such a tease. Like, ooh, I'm a contender for the group date rose. Like, no, like, so I can't even imagine how David felt in this moment.
Like, could you imagine?
Like, why would you do that to me?
Could you imagine in Paradise if I like was looking you dead in the eye and I was like, we had such a good time. Like, and I really see this going somewhere. And then I looked at Tia and said, Tia, will you accept this rose? Like, that would be so insane.
It's cruel.
Yeah, it's cruel. But makes for incredible
great
TV.
Television.
Yeah.
Anyway, back at the house, we've got Jamie's birthday. Her partner Ryan is kind of crushing on her, but Jamie's super into Chris. I wrote Chris wants Jamie-ish, but then he's making out with Blakely. He is calling it interesting. He definitely hates her.
Yeah.
But he's just doing what he has to do to win. Like, he's like, if a girl likes me, I'm going to see how it goes, but I'm really only using it to my benefit to stick around longer and win the money. And he's shameless about it.
Which, in his defense, I believe that there's multiple people in this house that are doing that.
100%. I just think he's the most open about it. And he also has the most girls kind of like actively pursuing him. He's like the only one who's got 2 girls that are like both trying to get with him at the same time. Yeah. I think like most guys on this show in his position would be acting the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 25. Like, they're all drinking. They're all good looking. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
but it's also just like, Chris, what are you doing? Like, I just can't believe it.
It's so funny. So funny.
Okay, so then the couples that we're kind of seeing form here, we've got Ed, who hooks up with Sarah, but he's partners with Jacqueline, and she kind of seems to like him. Kaylin, who was on Emily Maynard's season, famous for calling her daughter baggage, and Lindsay. They're snuggling.
Yeah.
getting to know each other. And then Michael and Rachel, who we saw on the date. And then Chris is not in a relationship with anyone, but Jamie and Blakely both think they're in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
That's kind of the general gist of what's going on in the house. The chaos reignites when we see the twins just completely crumbling.
Yeah, they crumble. They end up basically self-eliminating.
Well, the problem was it seems like they fought openly and loudly in the house through the entire night. And one of them, Erica, wanted to stay because she was crushing on David, who's one of the other fans. And Brittany wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they just keep calling each other sluts, like just over and over. Like even the other people in their ITMs are like, yeah, they just keep calling each other sluts.
Yeah, they are just like, like watching them, I'm just kind of like usually the people that are entertaining, you're like, oh, I don't want this person to go. Them, I'm kind of like, you guys should get off of this show immediately.
You need to leave.
Like,
you can't be here.
You should not be right now on reality TV.
Well, because I don't need to see you beefing your sister and calling each other sluts because you're not really adding to the overall show or the dynamic in the house. Like, it's different when you've got like chaotic good or chaotic evil where they're like going at someone in the house and it's like kind of structured and organized chaos in a way. This is just like, guys, like you could do this at home. You know, your siblings.
Do it at home.
Do it at home. Like you're not participating in the show, really.
Yeah.
This isn't like you're fighting over a guy or you're fighting over a competition. Like, what are you fighting over actually is the question. No one knows. And you know it's a problem because the entire house is like, I can't listen to these two anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And they end up both going home. So we have the next day, which is like, now we're like everyone's up till like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And now we have rose ceremony.
Rose ceremony. Oh, wait. Didn't they have? Oh, yeah. They had like a pool party, but that was the night everyone was hooking up.
Everyone's getting hammered on this show.
Yeah.
Hammered, partying.
Tops are getting taken off. Bottoms are getting taken off.
Rose ceremony. And then going into the rose ceremony, the consensus is we're all going to send the fan David home. Mm-hmm. But the only people voting are the women.
So the way this voting system works is one woman and one guy goes home every single week. The men vote out the women and the women vote out the men. It's not like everyone gets 2 votes. Everyone gets 1 vote for the opposite gender. Because Eric and Brittany were acting as one person and they sent themselves home, no one needs to eliminate a girl. So the guys don't vote tonight. So it's just the girls that vote out one of the guys.
Yeah. And it seems like it's an easy vote. Like everyone's going to vote David. They all want him out of the house.
You mean Ryan?
Isn't David? No, everyone was voting David.
Okay.
Everyone was going to vote the new guy.
There's so much going on in this show. Like, I swear I'm paying attention, but it's
so the consensus was we're all going to get the fan David out. Nobody wants him in.
Yeah.
Then Kaylin walks over to Lindsay and says like, actually, I think we should vote out Ryan. And he goes out. He's like, I'm not getting my hands dirty. I don't like the guy and I want him gone.
Yeah.
And then,
a lot of these votes are just personal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, hey, I don't want to hang out with this person anymore. They're bugging me. They're not my favorite. I just don't want them here. Yeah.
And like, I don't quite understand the strategy. Like no one's strategy is really making sense. Like
no.
Reed is the one that seems to be the most strategic just because he's like, the one like counting votes and trying to figure things out. Yeah, but
I guess it's like, how do you win? I guess you want people out that are good at challenges because they're automatically safe every single week and they're more likely to make it to the end. But we've only had 2 challenges and they've been so different. You can't really tell based on the challenges who's going to thrive long term.
Yeah.
And then, so really all they have to go off of right now is like, if someone's scheming a lot, which I think David is.
Yeah.
And like, okay, maybe we get him out because he's a threat. Or if they don't like them. Yeah. And it's because it's still Bachelor, like the show's more about personal feelings than it is strategy.
Yeah. And then the wildest move is the night before, Sarah and Ed hook up.
Yeah.
And then Sarah decides, I don't know if she got manipulated.
Reed is trying to convince the girls to get Ed out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like Ed. There's like beef from Jillian Harris this season. They were both on it. Ed ended up with Jillian. Reed was like, I think the runner-up. Or he keeps saying like Ed stole Jillian from me.
Yeah. So then Sarah votes Ed out, which Ed's not going to go home because he doesn't even have enough votes anyway.
No, and like he's well liked, it seems like, amongst most of the people in the house.
And she likes him.
She hooked up with him.
She hooks up with him.
She like literally said like, I like Ed.
And then the craziest...
I don't know what she was thinking. Like, I don't know if it was just an impulsive thing or if she was feeling like, if it was like an emotional thing, like she was feeling insecure about, like maybe he doesn't like me that much, screw him. Like if we're missing something that happened.
The craziest thing is like her, like even if she got a little manipulated into making that vote, I understand. But then she goes up to him and she likes this man and tells him like, I voted you out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why did I do that?
Throwing your name around and I just wanted to let you know that I voted for you. And he was like, what? Like totally blindsided. Kind of hurt. He was like, I just hooked up with you last night. I didn't even think my name was getting thrown around, let alone you were going to vote me out. And for her, it's like she's crying because she feels bad. She's like, I know I did that. I like him. 2, he's probably not going to go home. So now you've just like severed a tie because he's probably not going to trust you now that you've done that. And everyone's looking at her, and she says this, and it's true. Everyone's looking at her like, I don't think I can trust this girl. I can't trust Sarah moving forward because if she's going to do that to Ed, she's going to vote him out for like no reason the night after they hooked up. She's going to vote me out at the slightest thing too. Like I can't trust her. So she's in a bad spot. She's crying. She's really sad about it. And like you feel bad for her because she's obviously knows she made a mistake, but you're also just kind of like, girl, what were you thinking? Why would you do that?
Yeah. And then Ryan ends up going home out of the guys. So David is safe, which...
Yeah, like, and Ryan is not a fan. He's a past contestant.
Yeah, and allowing David to kind of like linger in this house now, I'm kind of you as a viewer, I feel like you are kind of rooting for him at this point.
A little bit, because he's the only person, maybe Donna and David are the only 2 fans that you, even from the beginning, kind of like you have a chance. Yeah. Like last week, 2 fans went home. Paige was the girl who went home who I actually thought maybe stood a chance, but they just got her out so early. The twins are gone. David seems to be kind of well liked amongst the people. He seems to be a nice guy. And Donna's just crushing on Michael, but she's definitely like, some of the guys seem to be a little bit interested in her. Like some of the guys have thrown her name out there as someone like they'd be interested in. So you're kind of rooting for them now as like the underdogs of like, okay, like maybe you guys can make it far. Like, let's see what happens next week.
Yeah. I'm curious to see strategically how the rest of the season goes as far as just like votes and who's on whose side. And I'm actually very curious if any of these people end up dating after the show.
Me too. Me too. What we see in the teaser for next week is Reed and Ed both start going at it. Ed's calling out Reed. Reed's doing shady things. Chris is trying to cut things off with Jamie, and she's just not having it. I think at nighttime we see him be like, I've never had to turn a girl down 6 times. You know what was crazy that Chris did in this episode was crawled into bed and started making out with with Blakely when his other girl, Jamie, sleeps on the top bunk.
Yeah.
He's like not even trying to be sneaky about it.
Yeah.
It's wild times. But and then we see a little bit more of Rachel and Michael's relationship kind of start to evolve. They're the only couple that we're seeing kind of maybe has like a serious connection potential for dating after.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going anywhere.
I mean, you never know.
You never know. Okay. That is an episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us recap Bachelor Pad. Make sure you download and subscribe to the podcast.
If you're looking to watch Bachelor Pad, you can find it on Bachelor Nation's YouTube channel. The full episodes are there. And thank you so much for listening. Bye.